Penniston, Dorland, and I'm also a petrologist, but I also moonlight as a geochemist. So I study mostly metamorphic rocks, so interested in high temperature processes, and I do several different types of work. I use minerals like rutile and garnet to try to constrain pressure temperature conditions that rocks have experienced. So all of these are rocks that have been in mountain belts or deep inside the earth, and they record the processes and conditions that they've experienced. And so we use these different tools to try to understand those processes and conditions. So the rutile and the garnet we use to try to understand the pressure and temperature conditions. So you see a photomicrograph on the bottom and some pressure temperature graph on the top. We use different geochemical tools to try to understand the interaction between fluids and rocks when they are at depth. And I've taken advantage of our wonderful geochemical facilities here to become an expert on the application of lithium isotopes to metamorphic rocks and how we use lithium isotopes to understand fluid-rock interactions. So we have variations like you see in the middle graph that correlate with mineralogical variations in pretty rocks like eclogites and blue schists. And most recently, we've actually been taking garnets and looking at them in very, very small scale using an ion probe, which we get to travel to Switzerland to do. And so you can see the work here that my student Will Hoover did, looking at lithium isotopes in garnets, and each of those little different colored bands shows different major element zones, and he correlated variations in lithium isotopes with those zones which told us about pulses of fluid in the rock. And then the last thing I'll tell you is that we often do field work as part of our research, and so you can see Alex and Christiana, two of my returning students, with me out in the field doing a field trip to New York and Vermont earlier this summer. So happy to show any of the rocks that are on my desk in my office if you want to come chat with me about anything you think.